this is what we have brought for you. In this video, we should understand different disease management. We shall also tackle some other areas concerning how you can manage your workers and how you can manage mortality rate of your goats. Besides me is Mr. Living, and he is one of our managers at one of our farms here in Uganda, that is Nakaseke district. Yes, today we have tried to see that we engage him, and maybe you can see a different face that is going to be explaining to you different diseases, goat diseases that usually come in different seasons, and how you can really manage them. And you're most welcome, Mr. Living.
Thank you. To everyone who is watching us, thank you very much. I'm Livingstone Balungi, the farm manager at this goat's farm of Kimodi in Nakaseke. One, you have to do worm control, very important. When you do worm control these days, if I'm to divert a bit from the theory part, these days the worms are so stubborn that it will need you to do deworming every after a month. For the kids, the moment they start eating grass at 2 weeks, you will be forced to do deworming. Then you can also do what we call vaccination as a measure of disease management also. Clostridial infections, you vaccinate against PPR, is also a dangerous disease. CPP, that is contagious capillary pneumonia. Then Clostridial, as you enter the wet season, very important to vaccinate. Then there are also diseases which are tick-borne. Tick-borne diseases, these ones are caused by poor tick control. So in our farm, some people use those pumps which are used in the gardens on crops to spray their goats. Those pumps are not recommended. Although among the tick-borne diseases in goats, heart water is the most deadly disease. It can kill the animal. Very important with the kids. Make sure kids, first of all, we have a pen here, which is that pen is very key. As long as they are sleeping, they have to sleep alone at night. The profits of the farm are the kids. Once they are born and they don't die, so you have a projection that in the near future you'll have some profits to come. Hygiene at the farm is very important. You have to make sure always sweep the compound and collect the manure on a daily. Make sure the compound should be bare. There is no grass there. Some of you don't want to spray the kids. They say they are still young, it is so cold. Sometimes they don't want to spray them. No.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Livingstone. Yes. Really, that was a very insightful information that all of us, I have come all along telling you such information, and today I decided at least let me bring a new face which you will hear, and really I'm giving you this as a tip. If you're a goat farmer and you really want to see your business progressing, you should do this. Go and hire a full-time vet manager. Yes, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome each and everyone. Please, if you're new on this channel, mind to tap that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss out any of our episode. Yes, it is a Monday, and it is a beautiful Monday. And as usual, we are at the farm doing what? This is what we have brought for you. In this video, you should understand disease management, different disease management. We shall also tackle some other areas concerning how you can manage your workers and how you can manage mortality rate of your goats. Besides me is Mr. Living, and he is one of our managers at one of our farms here in Uganda, that is Nakaseke district. Yes, today we have tried to see that we engage him, and maybe you can see a different face that is going to be explaining to you different diseases, goat diseases that usually come in different seasons, and how you can really manage them and how you can reduce the mortality rate of these goats. So remember, if you reduce the mortality rate of the goats, that is where your profits now are going to be coming in. Yeah, and every goat farmer would be wishing to hear that there are no mortality rates at his farm. So please, you're most welcome, Mr. Living.
Thank you. To everyone who is watching us, thank you very much. I'm Livingston Balungi, the farm manager at this goat's farm of Kimodi in Nakaseke. I take this opportunity to talk about how to handle diseases, what we call disease management. What we should know, a brief background, is always when you are managing disease, there are very many things we have to do, such that you don't even allow diseases to come in at the farm. One, you have to do worm control, very important. When you do worm control these days, if I'm to divert a bit from the theory part, these days the worms are so stubborn that it will need you to do deworming every after a month. For the kids, the moment they start eating grass at 2 weeks, you will be forced to do deworming. And you also, as they grow from 2 weeks up to 3 months, you will be doing some deworming every after 2 weeks to enable the kids not to die. Then after there, up to 3 months, you can do every after 1 month. That is one control. Then you can also do what we call vaccination as a measure of disease management also. It's very important because from my experience, what I have seen, I've ever worked on a farm where we had clostridios killing goats like nothing. One of the diseases we have to vaccinate are the clostridio infections. That is a strain, a cocktail of very many diseases, like 9 of them. So that is very key as we enter this season of rains. You have to make sure your goats are vaccinated well. You have different strains of the vaccines we use, but of recent for me I've used Supervac 9 because it's the one which is efficient. Normally these strains of vaccines change, but you have to be alert to know which vaccine is on a color which works very well. So that is it. So make sure you vaccinate against the clostridial infections. You vaccinate against PPR, it's also a dangerous disease as you enter the wet season or the rainy season. You make sure you vaccinate against OFF. OFF is also a disease which can cause swellings around the nose and the mouth of goats. It also affects them during the wet season. Then you also have goat pox. Normally that is combined, there is a vaccine which is combined with PPR to help protect these goats against such disease. There is also brucella. Brucella for it can be in dry or wet season, as long as your animals get into contact with other males that may have the germ of brucella. They mate with these goats which are female from your herd. You will find that they get brucella depending on whether dry season or wet season. So it is very key to vaccinate But most importantly, Clostridios, very key, PPR, very key, and goatpox. Then off brucellosis. There are some other diseases, most especially FMD. Those ones come even in dry season, very common, dry season, foot and mouth disease, very common. So that one normally government has to help farmers to vaccinate because it is one of the zoonotic diseases which can even affect people. So for us, we do these simple ones: Clostridio, PPR, off, goatpox, brucella, mainly. But the government has to come in for foot and mouth, these lumpy skin if they are there. Those ones normally come during the dry season. They are very common. So vaccination is key, worm control is key as a way of managing what? Disease. Then we have also to know that there's also a disease known as CCPP. That one I left out. That one comes so much during the wet season. It is also vaccinatable. You have to vaccinate against that disease. So CCPP, once it comes in your flock, when you did vaccinate, the flock will die. Most of the animals die. So make sure you vaccinate when you are entering the wet season. CCP, very important. CCPP, that is contagious caprine pneumonia. Then Clostridio, as you enter the wet season, very important to vaccinate. You vaccinate against off. We also vaccinate against goatpox and probably brucella. Those diseases are very key. So ensure that, do your best to ensure that you are controlling such diseases in the flock. Then there are also diseases which are tick-borne. Tick-borne diseases, these ones are caused by poor tick control. So in our farm here, for us, we manage that by buying a very good pump. I know very many farms use these foot pumps, bucket pumps, where you put little energy with little pressure. So most of the times you'll have what we call tick resistance. If your pump is weak, it has little pressure. Some people use those pumps which are used in the gardens on crops to spray their goats. Those pumps are not recommended, although you will use them and you see that the ticks are dying. After time, you reach a time when the ticks are no longer dying. The ticks will be resistant because of the pressure from those pumps we were using, and maybe automatic tick resistance can also be brought by poor reconstitution of the acaricide. If you don't mix the acaricide well, tick resistance can also come. But the poor pressure, the bad pressure of the pump is also key, because the moment you put pressure, these ticks will obviously be like intoxicated. They will be like someone who is drunk. They will lose out, and they lose the effort they will have on that goat, to cling on that goat. So very important to control ticks. Why? Hot water is very dangerous. I think in goats, among the tick-borne diseases in goats, hot water is the most deadly disease. It can kill. The animal will show signs, and whether it eats, it will not grow big, it will not grow fat, and the animal will die, whether you treat how. So it's very important to do tick control at your farm. Otherwise, if you don't do tick control with the right precautions, the right measures, because it's very key, you will spray with these pumps which will not work out well after in the long run. So for us at the farm, we have a good pump which is motorized. It is a petrol engine. We have a petrolized engine which works. So it's better, and that's where farming is going, ladies and gentlemen. So tick control, worm control, vaccination, you will not have very many problems at your farm. No. Then with the kids, very important with the kids, make sure kids, first of all, we have a pen here, which is that pen is very key. As long as they are sleeping, they have to sleep alone at night. Make sure when they come back, normally when the animals are going in the field, they first circle, then they remain behind. So when they remain behind, the kids, the animal goes and comes back and again circles. So in the evening, we separate them from their fathers and we put them inside the kids' the kids' pen. That's where they sleep. For comfort, where we put even dry straw on the floor, such that they sleep well. Then in the morning we open for them, they come again to do what? To suckle. So never leave your kids to sleep with the mother at night, because these goats are stubborn. They can knock them and they die at night. Very important. So you also protect them from too much wind. So you will find that we have put some tarpaulins at the sides. That one is helping protect from coldness at night. So that is very important, as long as, because the profits of the farm are the kids. Once they are born and they don't die, so you have a projection that in the near future you'll have some profits to come. Because when you buy a mature goat like this, all these ones you are seeing behind, you have bought, but you have not earned anything from it. So it is what it produces that will help you make more money from the goats. So very key. Also, I think basically hygiene at the farm is very important. You have to make sure always sweep the compound and collect the manure on a daily. Sweep inside, down where the dung is collecting, the collecting yard, and dispose it at one point, far from away from the goat's house, and put it at a distant point there. Very important, because ammonia can disturb these goats. Ammonia is also a stress factor. Ammonia is so dangerous to the goats. So the moment the moment they sleep here, you have to make sure you sweep down every day, up and down, to make sure that there is a good hygiene. Automatically, the goats, the water troughs have to be very clean. Make sure they are very clean. You have to make sure the water is also very clean for them to drink clean water. Then make sure the compound should be bare. There is no grass there. Because one thing I didn't tell you, when you deworm and there is grass in the compound, that these goats, what they do, they defecate.
Yes.
And when they put the droppings there, the worms stay on that grass. So any goat which can pick up the worms on those tops of those grasses will again put back the worms, the old worms which you dewormed, the eggs, will again go back inside. Again, you will have done nothing. So you will make deworm and say, I dewormed 2 weeks, 1 month, but I'm not seeing a change. Yet you have grass in the compound here. That is not right. Make sure that in the compound it is bare, no grass at all. That is proper for proper worm control also. So then I want to talk small about also the kids have to be sprayed. Some of you don't want to spray the kids. They say they are still young, it is so cold. Sometimes they don't want to spray them. No, as long as they are suckling and now they can sustain, they can stay. You make sure, because ticks can also attack them, so they have also to be what? To be sprayed. As you spray the goats, you spray them alone. Then the kids also spray them separately in their own pen, when they are inside, such that in the case of any other mites which may be hidden there, they also do what? Die. So that is this management. That's what I can talk about.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Livingstone.
Yes.
Really, that was a very insightful information that all of us, I have come all along telling you such information, and today I decided at least let me bring a new face which you will hear before telling him that you say this or that. He's telling you the exact thing that is required at the farm. Yes, he has talked about the tick diseases, the viral diseases, and as well as what?
Bacterial.
The bacterial diseases. But you have not talked about, because there are some people who usually call us and they tell us that what brings about abortion, what brings about diarrhea at the farm. So they also have, those are some of the problems. Maybe about the abortion, we shall make a new video about that. But at least you tell us what is what is caused by what causes diarrhea at the farm.
Now, diarrhea is caused by very many factors, different factors. One, worms themselves. diarrhea is sometimes the sign of worm infection. 2, the clostridial infections. Once they are there in the farm, you will have diarrhea which is endless. This is standard diarrhea. For it is very deadly, it does not end. Even when you give some drugs, it will continue because it is the intestines. Enterotoxemia is what we call a disease of the clostridia called enterotoxemia. That one it infects the intestines of the animal, so they will have, the system cannot sustain the feed, so it will pass out diarrhea always. Then we have some bacteria which respond to sulfur drugs. There are some, like we have sulfur drugs such as the sulfadimidine. We have those tablets, diseptoprim tablets, then S-dime. So when you give a goat which has diarrhea and he has taken in those bacteria which cause diarrhea, which respond to sulfur drugs, it will end. But so there are some bacteria which are responsive to only sulfur drugs, which can also cause what? Diarrhea. Then we also have other diseases, like even hot water. You'll find the animal having diarrhea because of hot water. So it's very important. Diarrhea can come also if the animal ate a lot of lush pastures, very young pastures. Like now the season is coming back. Now you'll find a lot of grain. They are not being used. So if they have not been used, they will take in lush pastures which have a lot of moisture. Yet they have not been used to having too much moisture. So the system will have to adjust with time.
So how do we treat that?
How to treat that? Sometimes the body itself of the animal gets used. But if you see the diarrhea is not stopping, you bring in sulfur drugs. It will stop. Sulfur drugs, sulfur tablets. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Living, thank you very much. Really, I know now by this time, those people who have been having challenges at their farm caused by different diseases which you don't know. And you should note this, many farmers want to do this work by themselves. This is a real fact, and really I'm giving you this as a tip. If you're a goat farmer and you really want to see your business progressing, you should do this. Go and hire a full-time vet manager. If you do that, I'm assuring you, you're going to minimize a lot of problems at your farm. Many people will come out saying, my kids are dying, my goats are dying, I'm having these challenges, I'm having these problems. But when you have these casual workers who don't know how to treat these animals, or you are depending on this vet doctor, the village vet doctor, who is going to be coming at a time. Remember, there is emergencies usually that come. They occur. If you have a full-time vet at the farm, I'm assuring you, you are going to save that animal. But if you don't, you're going to encounter a lot of problems. So please, I caution you, you go back, sit down, go back on the drawing table. You bring that vet doctor. Yes, I'm assuring you there are many fake vet doctors there, but you can screen and you see the one that is going to work for you. This business, as he has said, I will not repeat his words, the profits are in the kids. If the mortality rate at the farm is so high, I'm assuring you, you will be seeing your business retarding. You're not earning anything, yet you're spending a lot of money on the management. So please, that is a caution. I wouldn't have said that let us stop here, but because I want to give you really short videos, we shall be making another video showing you how we really treat, vaccinate, and various symptoms that you can base on, and you say that this goat is suffering from this disease, this goat is suffering from this disease. We love you all. Members, always, if you have any question that you want to ask us, please put it in the comment section, as well as you give us a thumbs up. Please and please remember, we are making sure to see that many people come on board and start this goat farming. So I mean, you share our videos that you always watch. So please, thank you very much. Maybe if Mr. Living is having any other information that you want to pass on to these people, but as for now, I think we can close this video.
Thank you so much. Probably I had left out something very important. We at Kimudi, we do good housing. That is very key also. Housing is key, most especially ventilation. Ventilation, as long as these goats are in one area, they will need enough. Never close them inside. Ensure they get enough fresh air. That is very key. So thank you very much. With the other things, we shall talk more and more as we move on.
About the ventilation, about the housing, I've been telling you this. A lot of our videos are on that channel about the housing. And I'm assuring you, if the housing system at your farm is better, you're going to minimize a lot of problems at your farm. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.